Okay. Also, what was that weird stuff I just did? Also, my closet is open. You know what? I've opened up my closet a few times whenever I've gone live, so at this point, mm, I'm not that much embarrassed. I mean, at least you can see I have a tripod in there. So, yep. Anyways, three, two, one, action. Hello, welcome back to my live stream. Happy Saturday. So for today's live stream, obviously by the title of this, it says I'm drawing, obviously. So I'm gonna be drawing today, and today I'm basically drawing. Well, you can't visibly see it because I just sketched it out, but basically it's the same thing with eyes, only I added like 5 pupils. So, yeah. So obviously now you can't see it because I had just sketched it out, but once I go with this black pencil, hopefully you'll be able to see it a little bit more clearer, if that makes sense. Okay, now let's yeah, so I'm just gonna go in with my black pencil because like I said, this normally helps me like try and show it a little bit more visible. So, yeah. But anyways, hello, welcome back. How's your day going? My day has been a lot. My week has been a lot. Let's just say that. So, obviously, the last time you had saw me, I basically talked about how I'm being put on a schedule from Danny. What's up? Hi Danny, how you doing today? Yeah, so my manager had put me on a whole new schedule, and now starting next week, I got a whole new schedule again. I got a whole new schedule that I did not ask for. Hi, how you doing? So yeah, um, and here's the thing though, I did not expect my schedule to change at all. Like, at all. But then 2 weeks ago, right around my birthday, my manager decided to say that we need to try out a different schedule for me and my other coworker. So yeah, and now for next week, I'm on a whole different schedule now, temporarily for that week. So, honestly, though, I don't know why at this point. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I have been on the verge of almost quitting my job like multiple times at this point. Because for one thing, I was not expecting to be 25 years old and have a whole different schedule shift. And it's not just me, it's my other coworker who also is mad about the whole schedule change because, mind you, he knew about it. He knew about the schedule change. I didn't know until he told me. So, yeah. And now, starting next week, my schedule is just going to be ridiculous because um, I'm going to be working one day, and then I'm going to be off the next day, then I'm going to be working again the next day, then I'm going to be off the next day, then I'm going to be working again the next day, then I'm going to be off the next day, and then I'm going to be working again the next day. So basically, next week, I'm literally going to be on and off every day from my job. So, yeah. That is all I can say. What's your job, if you don't mind me? So, I work as a chef at a hotel. I've been doing so for over 2 years now, and I can safely say that this job has slowly costed me my sanity at this point. But yeah, so I've I'm gonna have a rough week. I just know that. Next week, I'm gonna have a very rough week because I've actually planned out my week for next week. Like Friday, when it's my day off, I told myself I was gonna go and get a haircut because, well, I've been needing to get a haircut because my hair's starting to grow out a little more thick. But yeah, instead I have to stress out next week about either if today I'm supposed to be going into work or tomorrow or today's actually my day off. So, yeah. So it's not a fun thing. It is not a fun thing to be going through right now because and here's the thing though, I don't know if anybody here who's watching this, if you have ever been in the same if you ever been in my shoes right now when it came to like work specifically, have you ever, basically have you ever had to work like one day and then you were off the next day and then you had to go back to work again and then you were off of work again for like a whole like and this is basically like a whole week straight, okay? Because here's the thing though, I'm mentally preparing myself for that week, but I'm feeling like I am not prepared because I here's the thing though. So I have talked about how I've been having issues sleeping. Now, obviously, so I had said recently I've also been taking melatonin to help me sleep. But I only take the melatonin on nights when I have to go to work. Okay? On nights when I have to go to work. Other nights when I don't have to work, I don't take the melatonin and just pray to God that I somehow fall asleep. But yeah, I'm gonna basically, I feel like my sleep schedule is just gonna go nuts because, yeah, I already have issues sleeping right now, and next week is not gonna be fun for me. Next week is not gonna be fun. That is literally what I can say. And I just hope that I don't lose my mind over it. Because if I do, then basically I'm throwing myself into a huge circle, a big fat circle that I will not like getting out of. Okay. So, anyways, though, let's get into like a little bit of a positive mood. So I did just see. So here's what I got so far. Basically, we're going a little abstract. We're going a little abstract today for my drawing. So if you saw my eye drawing from a couple weeks ago, which is this one right here, okay, this is what I'm trying to attempt to do with this one, but with multiple pupils, if that makes sense. So, they gay eye. Sure, go ahead. Nothing wrong with a gay eye. I didn't know eyes could be gay. Thank you. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm trying to go with this. Basically, I'm trying to make another eye, only I added multiple pupils, and I just want to see like what I can do. Like what can I make from this? And I'm hopeful that it turns out okay. That is all I can say. Hi, what are you drawing? So today I am attempting to draw an eye with multiple pupils, and I'm trying to do something like the last time I drew this eye. Okay? So I'm trying to do this, but in the form of sorry. In the form of multiple pupils. So yeah. So get ready to see a bunch of eyes. Well, a bunch of pupils, I should say. That is all I can say. Yeah, and also please forgive me for the way I look. I basically had a little bit of a rough morning. My coworker, he literally didn't show up. Okay, my coworker literally didn't show up until like 30 minutes before we had to open for breakfast. So for about an hour and a half, um, so about for an hour and a half, basically, I was working by myself, and my coworker didn't show up till like 30 minutes before we had to open up for breakfast. So I had to do the prep work, I had to do the food, I had to do the setup. Yeah. Yeah. That was not fun. Um, the only thing though is just that I feel lucky like he was able to my coworker, he was able to come in and do and get what needed to be done to wrap up before we open for breakfast. Really though, he only did like a few things, which I'm not mad at because, it just makes sense. If I got it done, then it's just gonna be quicker. So, yeah. But yeah, however, though, I understand like traffic can be crazy. Like, here's the thing though, my job involves me waking up pretty early in the morning. Please tell me how often it is that when it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, how's there traffic? How is there traffic at like 5 o'clock in the morning? Can someone please explain that to me? Hey, Stray Kids. Hey, Layla. Yeah. So, can someone please explain to me how it's possible for there to be traffic at 5 o'clock in the morning? Please explain that to me because I feel like it makes no sense because normally around 5 a.m., I assume people are either still asleep or just getting up to get ready for work. Versus me, who wakes up at 4 a.m. and has to be at work around 5. So, yeah. Can someone please explain to me how it's possible for there to be traffic at 5 o'clock in the morning? Just, I just need to know. Please tell me how that's even possible. Where are you from? I'm from North Carolina, USA. Hello there to you too, Tower Gamer. Tower Gamer. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying the first few letters correctly of your username, but hello there, Tower Gamer. Yeah, so basically, like I said, I have a question. Has anyone ever seen traffic at like 5 o'clock in the morning? Okay. Has anybody here ever seen they're driving or like you're in the car and it's really, 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 really early? Okay. Like the sun hasn't even come out yet. Like, have you ever seen traffic at like 5 o'clock in the morning? Okay, please tell me because I literally have no idea how that's possible when everyone else is asleep or should still be asleep or is starting to wake up. No, no. Oh, wow. So, first, then, for me, okay. Let's see. What are the questions? Do you have. Hold on. Sorry about that. Someone was at my door. Hold on. I think this is right. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Someone was at my door. Okay. So what was the question again? Do you have any pets? Do I have any pets? No, but I do live in a household with pets, okay? With pets that aren't mine, that are not mine, but are my family members' pets instead. Um, I I do help take care of them, but I'm not their owner. I'm just like I don't know what you want to call it. My, I'm like the uncle or something. I don't know. I don't know, but I can tell you this though. I do live in a household with about I do live in a household with two dogs, two cats, um, some fish, and chickens. But that's as much as I can say. Um, but yeah, however, though, none of them are mine. Okay, none of the pets are mine, which is perfectly okay because I'm kind of waiting a little bit until I am ready to have my own pet because, yeah, no joke. People have told me that when it comes to pets, they are a big responsibility and they're basically almost like children, like human children, except you call them your fur babies or scales or, whatever, determining on which pet you have. But yeah, I don't have my own pet, but I would love to have one day. I would love to have my own I don't know. I feel like I can start pretty basic, like maybe a cat. I don't know. I feel like I could start with like something basic, like a little cat, but that's about it. And then later work my way up with other pets. The horse is a troublemaker, I bet. Yeah, I've only seen a few horses in my life. I even went horseback riding when I was a kid. But really I also live in a neighborhood where just down the road there's actually horses. Guess what? What? Ah. But however though, the I've also been on an island actually where they have these animals known as, well, these horses called wild horses. My birthday is on Wednesday. Oh, happy birthday, Purple. Everyone who's showing up here, say happy early birthday to Purple Tree. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the middle part of your username. I am very sorry. Um, but yeah, so I've been to an island with wild horses, which, by the way, from a distance, they look pretty cool, but up close can be very terrifying. Really, though, determining on like safety for one thing, because obviously you do not want to approach such although a majestic but very dangerous, I want to say dangerous or I don't know, not like 100, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not 100% certain of like how dangerous a wild horse is, but definitely be concerned and definitely just try to like keep a distance. That is all I can say. That is all I can say. Okay? Try to keep your distance from wild horses because you generally don't know what could happen if like someone or another animal like tries to spook them or something. So yeah, that is all I can say. Let's see. I really want a cat though, or a bunny. I I mean, hey, when you're ready, you're ready. Truth be told, I feel like when it comes to pets, it's one like I feel like it should be like when you're ready to have a pet, not when like someone tries to like thrust a pet or like thrust a pet in your face, like saying, "Hey, here you go. This is your pet." No. Personally, I believe if when you're ready to have a pet, then you should be ready to have a pet. And if you're not ready for a pet right now, then that's perfectly fine. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, if you ever feel ready for a pet, then it's your responsibility to take care of that pet. And yeah, that's all I can say. This person just asked, am I gay? I'm bisexual, but thank you for the compliment. Thank you. Bro, why did you say that? Say what? Hello. Hello. Say what? I don't know what you're saying. If we're talking that angry butterfly. Oh, what am I drawing? So currently right now I am drawing some eyes with pupils. This is as far as I got. So yeah, so this is as far as I got. And I'm still working on some of it, but it's slowly starting to turn out okay. It's pretty. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I'm just hope I just told myself hopefully it turns excuse me, sorry. I'm just hopeful that it turns out okay. Also, this is obviously different from last week or this week. I'm not talking to the. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment saying the drawing is pretty. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to take my time with it, that's all, because I'm trying to not just rush it, even though I know it may look like I'm trying to, I'm not, because really though, at the moment right now, I've got nothing else going on and it's past 3:30, okay? That is all I can say. Okay, so this is what I got so far now. This is what I got. Okay. Let's see. Now let's go in with the green. We're going in with some green. It looks good. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I'm just taking my time with this. Not trying to rush in too much. But yeah, you can never know what could happen. So, question, are you doing a rainbow in the circles? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm currently drawing some rainbow in the little circles. Sort of like what I did to a previous drawing that I did a few weeks ago. Um, but this time I'm doing like multiple pupils. So, yep. And all I'm saying is I am hopeful this turns out okay. That is all I can say. Okay, that is all I can say. I am hopeful this will turn out pretty okay. Even though I feel like maybe some colors might end up like fusing in together or something like that. What sport would you play if you were if I was an athlete? What sports would I play? Considering I am terrible, and that's just not me saying it. That's just a fact, okay? Specifically, any sport that involves a ball, okay? Literally, growing up for me, whenever I played a sport that involved a ball, I'd either miss, I'd either throw it the wrong way, or I would forget what team I was on. Like, I kid you not, when I was in ninth grade, I was in gym class, okay? Ninth grade gym class, okay? We were all playing volleyball, and literally the volleyball was passed to me, and then everyone was like, wait, who is Dom? Whose team was Dom on it? What team was Dom on again? And I was like, I don't know. Even I didn't know because I was just like, what team was I on again? I don't know. And then basically we spent like the past 10 minutes trying to figure out what team I was on. So yeah, basically, and then there was a time we played frisbee, and that I did know. I did know which team I was on because I think it's just because I was in a much smaller group, if that makes sense. Like they had us in like a certain amount of groups. And I think there was like one time we actually got to like have colors, meaning like we got to pick out a color that basically represents like what team we were on. So like one team would be green, one team would be blue, one would be purple, one would be yellow, orange, red. Really though, it didn't matter because that way it was easier for all of us to know like whose whose team we should be on. So And yeah, lucky me, I was able to yeah, the colors really helped me figure out like what team I was on. So, yay. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the blue. Let's see. I farted. Ah. Yes, I just drank some water, thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna be going in with the blue. And this blue, I know for a fact, like, okay, I know for a fact, like, these two blues are gonna, like, cross into each other, like, here. So, yeah. So get ready to see a lot of blue in that section. And just so that anybody here who's new here knows, I always end up posting my drawings and my paintings anyway, which, first off, thank you so much to everyone who enjoyed my painting that I made on Sunday's live stream, which, by the way, that was a little bit exhausting for me to do because I kid you not, I was sitting on the floor, okay? And the reason why I was painting on the floor is because the canvas I was painting on is a 16 by 20, and my desk is almost like completely full. So, besides from this minimal space that allows me to be free and actually be able to draw, I really don't have like that much other space on here unless if I decide to like unless I decide to like remove all this stuff from my desk, which I don't want to do. So, in my opinion, this content is not interesting. Well, okay then. You know, people like what they want to like, okay? You don't have to like my content, just you know, be yourself. If you like someone else's content, that's fine. But yeah. Are you depressed? I definitely do suffer from depression, but I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm just going through like a little bit of like a depression stage in my life so far. Specifically since I'm getting older, I'm 25. Yeah, I'm just trying to like figure a lot of stuff out, but yeah, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm drawing. Um, don't be mean about his content. Thank you very much. Yeah, but I will say though, I feel like if I can just like, you know, I love drawing, writing, art. I also love writing, music, basically creating crazy content that makes no sense at all. But yeah, I feel like as long as like I'm staying creative, basically it does help me pull out of like my little depression box. But yeah. You should make a book. I am definitely making a book of drawings, okay? I kid you not. That's what this whole book is, okay? If you're asking me, like, make a full-on novel, no. I'm not. I like it. And you will be okay. Yeah, I will be okay. Because, like I said, I'm drawing, I'm doing some art, and I love it, okay? So now the final color I am doing is the purple, but here's what I got so far. Ta-da! Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, 10 out of 10. Oh, thank you. Yes. Hello, bro. Why are you suffering through depression? Oh, well, let's just say I've had a, I don't know how to explain it really though. I'm not even sure like when exactly was the appropriate time I actually became depressed. I believe it was though like sometime during my teenage years that I think that's when like I should have been like medically described or prescribed. Excuse me, sorry. Because my teenage years, I kid you not, were definitely my most roughest years, and I'm not talking about, all the basic teenage stuff, think people thinking I was just being a teenager. No, let's just say my teenage years was a little bit hard, that only a few things I will talk about, I feel comfortable enough talking about on camera or anything else. I feel like I can be comfortable with, but other things though is more like private, or I had blocked out, because certainly those years weren't exactly the most fun or the most memorable, and just times that I would love to forget and not reminisce about, because they were basically they were basically hard. All I can say is though, during those times, it's mostly having to do with certain adults who chose not to be adults and actually think of the children before thinking of doing something very dangerous because they say so. That is all I can say. But yeah, so anyways, here we go. This is what I got now. So yeah, so I'm just gonna fix up a few spots here. Um, am I American? Yes. I was born in America. I currently live in America. I just and currently right now America just sucks. That is all I can say. You sound strong for sure. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to just I don't know why I said just oh, sorry. I am very sorry. I am very sorry that my phone fell. So this edge, hold on, let me show you. So this edge of the book, right here, had hit this other edge of the book. Hold on. I feel like this POV would be much better. So basically, this edge of the book, had hit this edge of the book, which basically made my phone hit the back of one of my easels, and then my phone just fell face down. Which I'm very thankful though that my phone only fell on this, because that's just, well, it's like leather, I want to say. I like you because you earn even you are living with your parent. Well, I live with a parent and a step parent, but I have been thinking about moving recently, and I told myself if I save up enough money, then eventually I can actually move out. Which in this economy, it's tough, but I want to do as best I can. I want to try and do that. I'm German and American. I'm actually German myself. My ancestors came from Germany from like the 1700s, I believe, when they immigrated over here. Hmm. I have to go because my phone is about to die. Okay, Purple Tree, you have a good day now. Take care, stay safe, and a happy early birthday to you. Yeah. So, anyways, what are the questions? Slay King. Oh, thank you. Every place on just now, so don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm putting myself in like a mindset where I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna attempt. Okay. Okay, why are you moving from your parents' house? Okay. Well, first off, the moving thing, not set in stone just yet, okay? That's just an idea. So currently right now, I'm working out a plan, okay? I'm working out a plan. Now, if I can just put that plan into action by doing the things I need to do in order to make that plan happen, then eventually I will be able to move out and basically live out on my own. But currently, right now, I need to take some steps to basically move out. Which, of course, you can't really move out and live someplace just randomly for free. You need this thing called money, which, ugh, money. If I feel like the only people who don't complain about money is the rich. Like, seriously, I am positive the rich can, like, easily buy, like, I don't know. They could easily buy, like, 5 cars and honestly be and still have enough money to like pay for their gas bills or whatever. But yeah. But let's not talk about the rich, especially how snobby certain or arrogant about how certain millionaires can be. That is all I can say for now. Okay, but anyways, so here's what I got so far. I tried to fix the eyes, the pupils of the eyes a little bit, but this is what I got now. Am I getting enough here? Um, are you talking about YouTube? Like, do I get paid on YouTube? No. No, I have not gotten paid on YouTube at all. Okay. So far, the only money I've ever made off of social media is TikTok. And TikTok, I only got paid $17. $17 from TikTok. That is my first social media pay, but it does not cover the bills. Okay. I haven't made any more money since that time, and that was like 2 months ago. So yeah. Okay, I, I, hold on. Hold on. Some people are asking questions. I can ask a lot of questions. I'm gonna call you brother for sure. Do you have a girlfriend? No. What is making you feel heavy right now? Heavy emotions, today. Um, Hello, I know that I've not been in your live streams as much, but I've been busy with college. Well, that's perfectly fine. If you gotta get your education, okay? Get your education, okay? As long as you're getting your education, you're studying, and you're getting passable grades, okay? Honestly, though, just remember school is important because in the long haul, trust me, you will definitely love, um, or you'll definitely learn from it. Or you'll love the time you spend with like your friends or the new friends you make. That is really all I can say, okay? Life after college can actually be pretty bad. That is all I can say. Do you want to be an artist? So that question, yes. So when I was 17 going on 18 and about to wrap up my senior year of high school, I genuinely did not know what I wanted to do. And then I came across graphic design and I don't know why. I just loved it and I wanted to be a graphic designer or I wanted to work at an art museum. But yeah, so I had went to a community college where I did 3.5 years. The reason why I say three and a half is because around the time I was starting college was also the time of the pandemic, the 2020 pandemic. So I graduated June 2019. We went into lockdown March 2020. So basically, I had to yeah, try to do college online from home, but I couldn't because I had a difficult time really paying attention, especially where I was, specifically in my surroundings. So I was unable to ever actually pass a class online. Um, yeah, so I had to retake a bunch of classes. I had to retake a bunch of classes, which A, are not fun, and B, can be pretty exhausting when you feel like you're having to relearn, okay, relearn or retake all the same classes that you already took online, if that makes sense. And for me, though, I had to retake all those classes, and I did not graduate from community college with my associates until 2023, when originally the plan was for me to graduate from that college in 2021, but took to almost another year and a half for me to do. Because, like I said, I had to retake the classes that I had failed online. Okay? That I failed online. But you know what? Either way, either way, either way, I did what I did, and well, now I have an associate's. However, though, let's just say when you have an associate in fine arts, it can be really difficult trying to like figure out what your place. So you have done fine arts, but you became a chef. Why didn't you did something belonging to your field? Okay, so I actually did try. I did try, and this does involve my 2023 year, where basically I was in that. I call that the worst year of my life, because in 2023 I not only just the only benefit was that year I did graduate, but the only downside was in February I got attacked by a dog. February 2023, I got attacked by a dog, and basically I ended up in the ER. Luckily, I didn't need stitches, but I did have to get put on strong antibiotics, and I needed to get put on strong medicine. And I didn't have insurance at the time, because previously I was on one of my parents' insurance, but then I was dropped because certain insurances for children, apparently, like when a child reaches this certain age, basically they can be dropped from the parents' insurance just like that. So yeah, so I essentially had to pay everything out of pocket, when that happened, and I kid you not, I could barely really walk around that much at the time. Another thing is that I was trying to look for my job. I was trying to find a good field, like specifically in the field of what I studied in. But really, though, every time I did, I was either told that, sorry, we're not hiring right now, or I went in for the interview and basically got rejected 2 weeks later. So, yeah. And then in 2023, basically, I had trouble with my finances. For one thing, I was slowly losing more and more of my savings because I couldn't find a job. I couldn't really, and I don't know. And I rarely saw any of my old friends, because they were all busy doing their thing. So yeah, and basically I was going through the worst depression that year for me. What made it worse is that not a lot of certain people, um, weren't exactly like making it better for me by saying like all this stuff about, saying maybe this will get better. And yeah, the first 9 months, specifically from January to almost September of 2023, I was jobless, slowly losing money, and couldn't really pay my bills. Let's just say that. However, though, in September, I was able to find a job, even though it was a seasonal job that lasted from September to October, but it also lasted a little bit into November. So luckily, I was able to get some money, and then in November to December, I worked another seasonal job, and luckily I was also able to make money from that. And then January 2024, I didn't have a job, but then February 2024, I did get a job, and that's where I got a job. Um, that's where I got the job, working as a chef, which I had to take classes for, which is weird because previously, excuse me, I took classes for my fine arts degree, and then I had to take classes to, excuse me, I had to take classes to be a chef. So, yeah. And then, not gonna lie, I have been enjoying the creativity of me just like being able to create. Even though it's kind of weird though. I don't know how to explain. the feeling of like going from like I don't know how to explain it, like going from fine arts to culinary arts, but yeah. Can you show us your painting? So this is what I got. I will have it posted later today, but this is what I got now. So yeah. Do you get pocket money from your... No. No, 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 no. No. I do not get money from either my parents or step parents, because I told myself that no matter what, I would never ask them for money. Have they asked me for money? Yes. Have other people asked me for money? Yes. Have I ever asked for money from people or like people I know or family members? No, because I'm trying to make sure that any money I make, I spend, and if there's like a certain item I would like to buy or purchase, it has to come out of my money, it has to come out of my paycheck, it has to be coming out of my pocket because I have seen people my age, okay? I've seen certain people my age or who are around my age who chose not to have jobs and live off of their parents' incomes. And I really don't know. I really don't know like why people assume that like I don't know, maybe they assume I would have done the same thing. No, I told myself I am 25 years old. Okay, now I'm 25 years old, but I was also saying when I was like 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Okay, at those ages, I was telling myself, okay, no matter what, I will not ask them for money. Okay, when I was a teenager, did I ask them for money? Yes, but as an adult, when I turned 18, did I ask them for money? No, because that because I need to be paying stuff out of my pocket. Now, have I ever asked them for like singles or ones or like if I had like single dollars, okay, and they had like maybe a $5 bill on them? Yes, because I told myself the reason why that is because I just need to like I just want to know if I can have like a $5 bill because I have way too many ones in my wallet, okay? Let me just say that, okay? I do make pretty decent tips at my job, but half the time I end up with so many ones, so many dollar bills in my wallet that I basically lose track. Like I kid you not, I just remembered 2 days ago or yesterday specifically, I went down to the grocery store and I had purchased 3 items, and basically I paid all of it in singles, all of it in singles, all of it in ones. That is it. So if I ever have to ask them if they have like a $5 bill that I can have and I can give them like 5 ones, that's perfectly fine with me, because at least I don't owe them money, but I am giving them money and they're giving me the same amount of money back. If that makes sense, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, yeah. But but yeah, I prefer my money is my money, and if anybody wants to pay me back, then please do. Please do, because I have had multiple people ask me for money, and very few have ever paid me back. That is all I can say. Your partner would be very lucky to have such a responsible husband like you. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I also, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Any band recommendations? I have been listening to more of the Pretty Reckless's new songs, so yeah. Other bands though, I have been coming across a few bands, but I don't know, some that either like tickle my funny bone or like tickle my little, I'm gonna put this song on my artist playlist. But other than that, I really can't think of like any other songs or bands specifically to talk about. If I do come across some, I will definitely have to explain in my next live stream. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so right now I'm currently just working on like the outside of the eye, and then I'm just gonna go in with the eyelashes, like just fix the eyelashes a little bit. And then hopefully, and then that should just be like a wrap up for today's live stream. Um, Before I do go, I will be live again tomorrow, so don't worry. I will be live again. Um, yeah, but hopefully, I wish you get millionaire. You wish I became a millionaire? If I became a millionaire, I kid you not, I would be so happy because you know why? I would not have to stress about money, especially in this economy. Plus, I would be able to have my own place. I could do some like traveling. I can be able to pay my bills without worrying about, you know, worrying about missing a payment. But yeah, but as of right now, I am not a millionaire. I don't work a six-figure salary job. Although if I did, then for one thing, I would be able to actually live on my own, I feel like, because a lot of places, specifically in my hometown, it's very expensive to live in. Like the lowest for rent I've seen is like $900 a month, and it is just insane to me. Like something as that much can is the lowest. Like, come on. Like you'd have to pretty much be making like a six-figure job in order to be paying off that apartment. That's like $900 a month. That is all I can say. Hey, let's see. Okay, I think this turned out okay, but tell me what you think. Okay. What's your advice for teen life? For teens, I will tell you this though, teenage years are rough and it is a lot to handle, but you know what? As long as you have a clear conscience, you have a clear head, you focus on your studies, or if you ever are at the age where you're ready for a part-time job, save your money, or at least, but not like be too crazy and save every dollar. At least you could spend a few bucks here and there, I will say. You can spend a few bucks, but make sure you're saving a certain amount of money in like a savings as a just in case, in case when you get older and you graduate college or not college, you graduate high school and you plan on going to college and you find a way to not only pay for like housing and your classes, but also, maybe you might have a little bit of spending money. Maybe you might have a little bit of spending money. That is all I can say. Okay. Um, but but other than that, um, try to enjoy your teen life as best as you can because you don't know what could happen. You could turn 18 the next day. That is all I can say. But yeah. Okay, so I am gonna be ending the live here now. Like I said, I will have this posted later today, so you can go and check it out and tell me what you think and comment down below what you think. What would you have done differently? Yeah, what would you name this? Okay, and what else? Okay, yeah. So before I go, if you enjoyed this live stream, please hit the like button wherever it's at. Also, if you are new, if you like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see me go live every weekend and also post pretty much like any something random that I can think of. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and also don't forget to turn on the bell notifications wherever it's at so you can be notified when I go live tomorrow and Saturdays and Sundays. And yep, thank you very much everyone for joining my live. I hope you have a good day and or night, and as always, take care and stay safe. Mwah. Also, to any new subscribers, that's basically what I always do at like the end of my lives, or hopefully the end of like any vlogs I do. Basically, I always end up blowing a kiss to the camera. That's like an ending to my live stream. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Take care. Stay safe, and love ya. Mwah. Bye.